This is the O500SP SmartReflect sensor from Baumer. A SmartReflect sensor behaves just like a retroreflective sensor, but without the reflector. Let me demonstrate. We put the sensor into teach mode by using the QTeach function. You use the QTeach function by putting a ferromagnetic tool, that's any tool with iron, into the QTeach slot. To teach the sensor, we put it into the first of 3 levels of teaching that we'll discuss in a second. Let's enter level 1 teach mode. We do that by holding the tool and waiting for the sensor to flash once per second. Once it begins to flash, we show it the background by QTeaching it. The sensor will flash and finally give one quick flash to indicate that it's operating. Now the sensor will detect anything in its range. Even if the background changes colors from white to black, the sensor will still reliably detect anything inside of its range. If the background moves, like in a lot of applications, it can still detect objects. You see that there's a green PMP output when the sensor sees its own light. So it's operating in a light operate mode. We can change that mode by the way we teach it. Again, we enter teach mode by holding the QTeach function until these begin to flash. And then we show the sensor the background. And within 4 seconds, we show the background again. And now, the sensor will give that green PMP output when the beam is blocked. Like all O500 sensors, the SmartReflect sensor has 3 levels. The first level is the level that we just talked about, where you teach the background. The second level for the SmartReflect has no function, but the third level is a very useful setup tool. Let's enter the third level. There's level 1, there's level 2, and there's level 3. In the third level, when we're setting up our application, we get a signal strength indicator in level 3. The faster the flashing indicates the better signal. So as we move our target back, you'll see the flashing slows. If we change the color that it sees to black, you see the flashing is slower and indicates that it's not seeing as much light reflected back. This serves as a very useful tool to know that your application will work solidly as the application begins to change. This is the O500SP SmartReflect sensor from Baumer.